It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the B Show. I'm your host, Deborah Walter. I put a fan in here, and it's giving me like Beyonce vibes. If I was blue. Anywho, welcome to the B Show. I am your host, Deborah Voltaire Calange. Thank you so much for taking your time to be here with me. What a week, what a day it's been personally, like not in the world. I don't really know what's going on. I've been taking a little break from news, but I did hear some crazy news. I should do just like once a week, like crazy news alert. So there was a group of guys who went out for dinner and they were highly upset with the service that they received at the restaurant. I don't remember the name. I don't know if it was enclosed. I don't know if I read it. I just remember the funny parts. And sorry, this is like, I didn't curl my hair for nothing. So basically, long story short, these men went into this restaurant that they were very upset with, and to retaliate, they put 1,000 cockroaches all over the establishment. My question is, where did they get all these cockroaches from? So that was the crazy news that I heard today. But anyway, we are in the second or first full week of May. The weather in New York is bipolar. Last night was so cold we had to put the heat on. And then today we have to put the AC on. So I don't know what's going on. Today is the 6th of May. Yesterday was the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. If you don't know, that's one of my favorite holidays ever. And I had a good time. We try to go to some places in Rockville Center in Long Island. I don't know whoever's watching if you know what that is, but the wait was like an hour. And I was just like, this is my favorite holiday. Like, get all these people out. I've been celebrating this since I lived back in New Mexico. You know, if you didn't know. So we ended up going out, and Carl and I, my husband, we had a really good time just going out to dinner and then coming back and chilling together. So I don't have much to discuss because, like I said, it's just crazy. Personally, did it look like my gums is bleeding? Yes, this is the show. However, I still use this as a mirror. Sorry. Today we're gonna have a licensed I told her I wouldn't be able to say it. I'm saying cosmopolitan, aka pass me a drink, but it's cosmo something, beauty school dropout, and she's gonna just give us a little, professional profile on who she is, what she does, and also that it's Mother's Day weekend coming up. I thought she would be a great person raising a beautiful Black son in the world that we live in today. And I know that since she was young, and to see her as the woman that she has become and flourished, that I think, as young women and women in our 30s, we feel a little pressure of what we wanted to be in life. And sometimes when it doesn't go the way we planned, it gets a little annoying. But there's always a road for everyone. And I really wanted her to tell that. I really wanted her to be here so she can just tell us, what it's like to be a single mother of one. Oh, don't worry. What it's like to be a single mother of one, living her best life, because she be traveling, and owning a foundation, a seminar for self-awareness that she has created, and the opportunities that she gives to other people who get to come and speak and give their stories and how far they have come. I think that's very important for women and mothers especially. And also she does lashes and she does hair, and she's, amazing. And then of course we're gonna have a little sports talk. So I just want to say sorry for the ghetto-ness that just occurred in the last 5 minutes of the show. But it's the B show. And I also want to tap in a little bit to anyone who saw the Sports Headless show yesterday, the craziness, and I'll talk that with Chuck for our sports time. So let's get ready to welcome Patricia into the room, and she will definitely tell you what she does and pronounce it, because apparently that's not one of my things, right? It'll be great if I had a glass of water. That's me speaking to my crew. Agua. Mucho thirsty. Oh, he has it right next to me. I'm saying get you one like this, y'all. Okay, let's admit Patricia to the hot ass, messy show that we have today. Okay? Hey, girl, hey, looking like a model. Well, welcome to this show, the B Show.
I'm sorry. We're here.
Okay. Like I said before, you look so beautiful.
Thank you. So do you. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Thank you so much for being here. Like I said to you earlier, and as I started the show, I always wanted to make sure we do like a professional profile on Black women and men. And first, not that I have anything against any other race, but you know, this kind of really started with me because of everything that has started happening last year with Black Lives Matter. And I don't want certain cultures, races to look at us as, you know, people who they consider the looters and stuff like that. Like, no, we're educated, we have jobs, and we can do it all. And I feel like this is a great place to make sure everyone is seen and heard, and here you are.
Absolutely. I love it. I love the platform you're trying to create, or that you are creating for us. That
problem.
We're not all look ratchet or whatever. We are.
And we can be ratchet on Saturdays and go to church on Sunday and collect our money on Monday through Friday.
Okay.
So
yes. So thank you. Thank you.
No problem. So let's get this started. We're a little late, but it wouldn't be Patricia if it wasn't a little late. All right. For those who may not know you, please let them know who you are and what you do. I try to say licensed Cosmo, but I stopped there. So
you know what? So my name is Patricia. I'm a licensed cosmetologist here in New Jersey. I do hair and lash extensions. I specialize mainly in lash extensions. Yeah, that's my title. And I also host seminars. I have a movement, I would say, that I started called Dancing Through the Rain. We only had 2 seminars so far, 2 events, which was great so far. And I'm looking forward to having many more.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We will talk about your seminar, because I was thinking about it to myself the other day and I was like, why am I not on it? But you know, we'll let that slide. So we got so much to talk about because you do so much. I'm going to try to tackle every single thing. First is, what made you, because people who may not know, you were also in the Army?
I served 8 years in a reserve.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what made you say, like, after 8 years, like, I loved it. It was great. Go America. But there's something else out there for me besides this.
So I've been doing hair and stuff for
on the side forever,
right? Like friends, family, and people in our kitchens. So it's always been like a thing. But of course, back then I'm just like, that's not a career. Like that's not something to really like go and try and pursue. Even though like I did like doing it, I also knew that I loved helping people. So that's why I also got into the medical field. But again, that really wasn't for me. And then back in 2015, I went to cosmetology school, and it's been up since then. Like, and right now, I'm happy that I did do it, because I'm a firm believer in just going after what you're passionate about, regardless of what it is.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very happy.
I always say, and I said it last week on my show with someone who became a stylist, when your hobbies become a passion, change that passion into a career. And you'll never really be working a day of your life.
That's how I feel. People be like, are you at work? I'm like, no, I'm at the salon. but it's a job, but it's like I don't see it as that. Like I'm doing what I love.
Right. That's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the eyelashes. So you do hair and eyelashes. Which one do you like better?
I like doing lashes. I'm a lash tech.
Yes. And how did you become a lash tech? Is that the same thing becoming a hairstylist?
No. So I have my full cosmetology, which allows me to do just about anything. And a lot of people are getting like they're taking these classes and then they're getting it's not even that they're certified, they're completing a course.
Yeah.
But I did complete a course with a girl. But being that I'm licensed, I'm able to work in like if I wanted to like a salon or another like more established, like place. Because if you're not licensed, like state license, you can't really, you're not supposed to be doing these things. But that's enough. Yeah. So I did take a class about 3 years ago. So I've been lashing. November will make it 4 years. Yeah, and I
went
love it.
The other day to get my eyebrows tinted, and I learned something. She told me, and this is for women out there, and you could say she's wrong or not. She said if she could tell me to tell anything to go back to my friends is stop getting your eyebrows and lashes done at the nail and hair salon.
Oh yes, definitely. Yes. So one thing I do want to, I know you asked one thing about the lashes. First of all, they're not damaging. It just depends on how and who you have doing it. Because at the nail salons, they're just sticking them on.
With like a glue.
Right, which I know some salons, they use like hair glue, which is like totally not healthy. But how I do it, the eyelash, because they do take about 2 hours, and that's because
yours take 2 hours and theirs takes 20 minutes, so that's a difference.
Right, yeah, because what happens is like we have to isolate every single eyelash and put an extension on that, whereas they're putting one lash onto like several lashes, and our lashes, like our hair, like it sheds, like they all have different like growing cycles. So it's like if one lash is ready to come out but the other one isn't, now you're yanking and pulling that lash that's not ready to really come out, and then that's how you cause like damage. So I really wouldn't recommend the extensions from the nail salons.
I literally used to go because my co-girl was like, girl, you love makeup. I'm surprised
it's quick. Like it's just something I would like if it's something real quick you're just trying to get for like a night or something, but not to like keep doing overtime. You're definitely gonna cause damage.
And when it was time to take them off, I had to use like cocoa water, cocoa butter, olive oil. They would not come out. And when they finally did, it was the point where I was gonna take scissors and just trim them. Because it was so annoying. And then when it finally came out, I was left with no eyelashes.
Right.
So I was like, never again. And then when I went to her, she was just like, never go for your eyebrows and your eyelashes.
That I would go get them waxed sometimes, because now like I'll just like clean up my eyebrows myself. Because I did get my eyebrows micro shaded like almost a little over a year ago. I'm due for like a touch up, but I would.
And it's worth it to spend the extra money, she said, because also for like health reasons. But a lot of people may not know that. I, for one, I'm not gonna lie, have not come to get my eyelashes. That's because you live in Timbuktu and I don't like going over a bridge. But if we live close, I would definitely be like, hello, here I am.
Yeah, no, we got to get you in one day though, soon.
Yeah, I got to get my Lyft driver to take me over the bridge. I'm scared to go past 30 minutes. What are some conflicts that you have sometimes with women? I asked this to the fashion stylist, and he said, believe it or not, and I know you do dread, so you do men hair and you braid women hair, you do eyelashes.
I literally do a little bit of everything. I'm about to start doing like body waxing, like and it's like I love being able to do it all, but it does get overwhelming sometimes. So like right now I'm just trying to like create like that balance between everything.
Yeah, like maybe like a Monday eyelash day, Tuesday. Yeah. But like I said, he said, he works with men and women, and I know you do too. Who is harder? He said for sure women. You would agree?
I would say so.
Damn, ladies, we gotta.
What do you? We like what we like, how we like it, So that's why, like, I don't take offense. Like I've had people that might have not been, I know that was one of the questions, like that wasn't satisfied.
Yeah.
But I do try my best to, accommodate them, try to, make sure that they leave happy. But sometimes, and I had to learn that in the salon too, is like a lot of times, no matter what you do, because they're dealing with their own thing, like they come in with maybe issues at home or whatever the case is, and they're gonna
say my hair lady, I call her God, because you come in feeling dusty and you need to get your hair done, and you leave feeling like she just laid his hands on you. Come in with a whole different attitude,
Yeah.
And a lot of people also come to just escape from their family.
Yeah.
And like you said, if one little thing is not perfect, like, all right, this is my time to blow up on this person.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you deal with that if that has ever happened to you?
So like I said, I do try my best to, for us to meet at least halfway, like, I try to make them happy.
Yeah.
But like I said, sometimes it's no matter what we do, we can't make that person happy because it's probably not even about their hair at this point. It's something else. So, and then I also had to learn not to really take things like too seriously, too personally.
Yes.
But no, I do try and go above and beyond, like whether sometimes I'm giving money back or sometimes it depends. They have to be like,
you
really
say come back next time, something on
come
me,
back next time. Right. I do, like I believe I'm 100% customer service. Like I stand by that.
That's
so
very good. Because I was like, you get what you pay for and there's the door. And also, like, you have to stand on your feet for a while. I could never, ever, like, I went to go get a facial. She's like you said, makeup so well. She's like, why don't you do it? And I was like, one, I don't want to be on my feet for all this time.
Right.
Second, if someone doesn't like my work, I'm like, what? I just couldn't, I don't like critique.
Yeah. So I that's another thing I'm learning, like beforehand, to have like a full little like consultation, like show me pictures, show me what you're looking for, so we can like, all right, we're both on the same page. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So
tell us a little bit about Dancing Through the Rain.
So Dancing Through the Rain really stemmed from
title.
Thank you. So it stemmed from what I do. So yes, I love doing hair and lashes, but my favorite part about it is connecting with other people. Like I've met so many dope people. Like I have this one client that I always refer to. He came in, somebody referred him from the beauty supply store. And like, just by looking at him, it's just like, he's not just my typical client. So then when I did have him sit in my chair or whatever, he's actually pretty dope. Like we really connected, and it's like just being able to like, learn. And I also had this one client, I'm sorry, this is where it really came from. This one client, I used to see her around the hood or whatever. And from afar, I'm looking at, I used to always admire her. Like she's always just well put together. She just looked like she had it going on, which she does, don't get me wrong. But when I did her lashes, and that's another thing, when they come in, they literally pour out everything. Like I know everybody's like business, not on like, being nosy or anything, but it's just, they come to like kind of unwind and, so after talking to her, she basically like was letting me in on certain things that she's either been through or is going through. I'm just like, wow, like you make it look so good though. Like, like you would never think that. So it's like, I had many different, clients like that. So it's like, it's really like the thing behind it. And I feel like I'm also the epitome of what it's all about, is that life is going to hit you. Like you're going to go through things, but it's all about knowing that you're going to get through it. You can get through it. You just got to keep on pushing. So it's like, it's raining. It's going to be a storm. It's going to get hard, but you have to like enjoy, because it's a journey. You have to like enjoy it, feel it, go through it, and you're going to get through it.
And I also believe, like I would say, it rains, right? But like after the rain, what happens? It dries up and the clouds disappear and the sun comes out. So it may rain hard and it may rain for several days, but eventually it has to stop. But unfortunately, sometimes you feel like you will never see that rain. Or sometimes you feel like you're ready for the rain, but you forgot your umbrella. So, it's metaphor. But I completely understand.
Yeah.
How
So the first seminar was basically, like a women's seminar. I had I had 7 different speakers, and they basically was like, inspiring, telling their journeys, what they've been through, how they gotten, like different, advice, sharing their, what they've been through and how they can help others, get through whatever they may be going through.
Well, like I said,
It's very
I'd
inspiring.
love to be part of your third one.
Yes, definitely.
I got stories to tell.
I'm
I
sure
got several. I would have to sit there and be like, all right, which one sounds better? For someone who would like to be in the line of business that you are in, like, what would you tell them besides following your dreams and listening to your instinct? Like, how hard was it for everything? Like, to get your license, to get your hours?
Oh, so I can't say believe in yourself?
Well, of course, I would hope so.
Well, no, what I would say
is you really do need that, because especially in a Haitian community, people, your parents may look at you like, yeah, after you went from being in the military, in the health world, they're like, yeah,
right,
and you're like, yeah. Then you're like, oh well, now I want to do eyelashes. What? Right. Like what you else? Have to believe in yourself.
Yes, that part. And just because for me, it was challenging, because at one point I was looking at what everybody is doing, like around in a community. Like we have like so a ton hard. A ton of people. Everybody does hair. Everybody is doing lashes. So it's competition. It's very competitive, but you have to kind of have like tunnel vision and not like, see what's going on. So I learned, actually moving to New York taught me that. Like New York, like I love
the hustle is real here. Yeah. And nobody gives a F what you're doing. They got to handle their business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But aside from that, what I would tell people is, if you're going to get into this industry, I would encourage everyone to like do it like the right legal way. Like as far as, like getting licensed, going to school, getting, the real official credentials. Because like I said, everybody's doing hair, lashes out their house, their room, like, you know what I mean? But make it official, like go to school, because I just feel like that's important.
Look at you. I could say I see a complete like difference in you from when I knew you. So very proud of you. So one of the reasons why I want to hear is also because this Sunday is Mother's Day, and you are a mother, and to a beautiful 5-year-old son, Black Joy. But not only are you a single mother, which when we talked, when you were like, actually, I don't like to be called that. And I was just like, what? And then when we talked and you told me and I got a phone to you, I was just like, many other women, from what I know, I could be wrong, and what you hear, right? Like, I'm a single mother, I do this by myself. I don't get no money from somebody else. And this guy's Debbie. And you were like, no, we're not saying that. How did you and your son's father get here? Because and like you said, like watching things on social media with celebrities or non-celebrities, that's always an issue. Like to see co-parenting go so well, and especially in the Haitian community, you don't really see that.
Yes,
like our parents were not like, I come from a single mother, and I know other people come from single mothers. It's not like, yeah, we do dinner together. Yeah, we go out to like, no, they're like, I don't want to see him.
Right.
And then that also messes up the kid when they get older as well. But how, for people who are watching, what are some things that you can say? I don't know if it was always this easy, but what are some steps that you guys made sure to do? Or I guess like tell us a little about your hurdle, if there was one, and how you guys made it to the other side of the ring.
Anybody that knows me, I'm the peaceful. Like I don't do drama. I don't like altercations. I don't like none of that. So I feel like it was more so me choosing to just be peaceful. Like I would rather just avoid the whole situation than choose to like just be about drama. Like I can't. So it's either we're gonna like try to be cordial and like work this out, or like nothing, like I don't want to talk to you at all. So we both like, yeah, in the beginning it was challenging. We weren't on the same page at all, but over time it really just took a lot of communication, a lot of like trying to understand each other, a lot of agreeing to disagree. Yeah. But now I do feel like, yeah, it's definitely gotten a lot better, and we'll get better, even better.
And that's great for your son to see, you know? Like,
yeah, so it's funny you brought that up, because at the last event I had someone speak about the importance of how we're raising our children, and how like we grow up being a certain way because of how basically we were raised. So because I know, like with me, all the things that I like, I'll deal with things at the salon or throughout the day, and then I'll come home and I completely don't even feel like being a mom. Like I just need a break. But it's just important to kind of like find that balance, so that we're not coming home and lashing things out on the kids, or you know, because they don't, you know, they're innocent, like literally, like they don't know, like they don't deserve
it. They'll remember it, believe it or not. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, so we grow up with all these emotional like issues, trauma, and all that stuff. So I try, like, so that was the main point of having her speak about that, is because it's time that we like be more self-aware. If we're going through something, figure out what it is, what we're feeling, what we can do to take away that feeling, not happen again. Yeah.
Your emotions.
Right.
And I also think the big thing is separating your facts versus your feelings, because sometimes your feelings take over, and then you afterwards you're like,
yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Right.
Yeah. That what he was saying may have been true, but I don't like the way he said it.
Yeah. That's another thing. It's all about, it's not what you say, it's like how you say it. So yes, one thing that did help our relationship was like, okay, because I'm like that, I'll think and think and think before I say what I want to say, just so I can like not hurt the person's feelings. And even though I've been told that I shouldn't be that way, say how you feel, but like I said, I choose peace over anything. Like, let me think about it first, and then I'll come back, and then we could talk, and like adults.
That's sweet. Better you than me. What are some of the hardest lessons that you had to learn that no one warned you about doing hair, eyelashes, running a foundation, you know, a mentorship, and being a mother? That's 4. So what's the hardest thing about doing hair that no one told you about? Like some people say it's dirty as hell.
That what? No, I mean, all in all, like I said, like not taking things personal, and that you can't make everybody happy.
What about lashes?
I learned a lot of patience in lashes. Lashes will teach you patience.
The hardest thing about having this mentorship?
That I shouldn't focus on, because honestly, the seminars are kind of personal. Like, I did it because I felt like that was something I need. Like, I want to be going to these women empowerment. I need empowering. Like, it's hard.
I totally agree. I've always said if I could, I would come up with a little thing myself. I wouldn't want it to call it like the glow up, but it's hard just to get people to sign up.
Like at the events, I haven't spoke. Like I'll go, I'm in a crowd with everybody else. I'm taking notes. Like that's what I need. Nobody really have it all together, but no, I'm just like, it's more like, that's how I cope. Like this is like stuff that I need to kind of get by and get through.
And what's something no one told you about motherhood, giving birth?
I guess just doing your best. Cause like, even when I feel like, dang, I'm not doing enough, or, you know, I wish I could be home with him more or whatever. And he'll out of nowhere be like, I love you, mommy. Or like, he'll come and kind of like, just give that reassurance. Like you're the best mom, or he'll say like little stuff like that. So it's like, just knowing in my, like to myself that I am doing my best. And like I can't, sometimes you have to make that sacrifice. Like sacrifice is big when it comes to parenting. Mm-hmm.
If you could go back in time and tell yourself something that you learn now, like you go back in 10 years from now, and be like, hey, I just learned something that will help you. Let's see, 34, right? 34? You're 34.
32.
Oh, I thought you were older than Carl.
I was kidding.
Oh, okay. So if you were, to go back when you were 22, what would you tell yourself? Something that you learned that can help your 22-year-old self.
I think it would be to like love and believe in yourself. I know it sounds cliche. Like there's a lot of stuff that I'm also learning that it sounded cliche, people just talking, but it's real. Like as far as, because I feel like a lot of it, like I could have been so much further, I think, if I would have just believed in myself back then. Like I was a lot of self-doubt. I doubted myself. I'm like even the seminars, I'm like, nobody's gonna come. But like whoever's meant to come, whatever's for you, whoever's for you, it will be for you. Yeah. So it's all about just learning, knowing, loving, and believing in yourself.
So I always end the segment with asking a random question. And my random question to you is,
wait. Okay, go ahead.
You scared?
Yeah.
It's so easy. Everyone always gets scared when I say it. If you could do any celebrity's hair, lashes, and then have them come speak to your seminar, who would it be? So it could be 3 different people because it's 3 different things. But if you could pick one person, who would it be?
Dang, Debbie.
Everyone always gets so stuck here. One person who you would love to do their hair, their lashes, and then have them come to your seminar to speak.
I'm really drawing a blank right now. I'm like, if people come into this, like, I want it to be somebody that
you could learn from.
Right. Look, I don't know, Iyanla.
You could do some twists and some eyelashes, and then when she's done, she could.
You know who I really do love? What's the other one? She has, I think, locks now. Something Nichols. Oh my gosh, her last name is Nichols. I forget her first name, but she's very empowering too.
I don't know. Let's Google.
My last name is Nichols. Oh my gosh. I want to say Jackie. It's not Jackie. But she's very, like, every time I watch her, like, I get goosebumps because she, like, her story is just
phenomenal.
Oh my gosh. And how she speaks, like, the way she delivers her message is just like, wow. Something Nichols. Are you looking it up?
No.
Oh, I don't have it.
No, I'm not. I was trying to fix my ghetto lighting in the Carl Coulon studio. But I wanted to say first, happy early Mother's Day. Second, I said it in the beginning of the show, and I said it to you in the middle, and I'll say it towards the end. I'm very proud of you. It is very hard to be a mother of a Black son of all, and to not doing it alone, because it takes a village, and but making it this far, sticking to your instincts, your guts, and what you wanted to be and what you wanted to do. And the world is your oyster, and you have about 10 seconds to promote yourself and your business, not your, but your business.
Okay, catch me over at Lux Nails and Beauty Bar. It's in Neptune City. We're located at 108 West Sylvania Avenue. It is a full service salon. We do nails, hair, waxing, eyelashes, just about anything, everything.
Give us your handlers.
Oh, yes. I am on Instagram at transition_lashes LLC. And in the bio, you can like click to see how to go about booking your appointment. Patricia Marie on Facebook. I'm not really heavy on Facebook, but I need to start going back.
And tell us all about yours. If someone wanted to watch your past seminars, or if someone would like to attend, they would be able to get all that on your main page, right? Fearless Soul. I
kind of post on both pages because one is for like my New York people and one is for like my Jersey people.
Oh.
Not on purpose. It just happened like that when I was transitioning through between states. But yes, everything we have, we post it, and then the link will be in the bio. We were able to do it through Eventbrite. Both times you can purchase your tickets through there. The next event probably won't be until another 3 months or so. We're going to try to do it every quarter and try to
like in August.
Focus on different.
I'm free in August.
Okay. Okay.
What things to say?
I'm sure. I would definitely keep you posted, Debbie.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you.
I was gonna say, let me take my line. I appreciate you. Once again, ladies, this is Miss Patricia, and she's a licensed cosmopolitan.
I'm gonna beat you. Look, let's go get a drink after this. I think you need a drink.
Yeah, cosmopolitan. Be like, I'm drinking what she said I am. Well, once again, thank you so much for coming on the B Show. I hope you had a good time. And
I did. Thanks for having me.
Your flowers. No problem,
Thank you,
darling.
Honey. Thank you. I love you.
Have a great weekend and a happy Mother's Day. Love you
Thank
too.
You. See you later. Thank you.
I love. No problem.
All right, later.
The ghetto-ness of this life. I apologize, people. All right, now we are going to move on over to the sports talk, which I know most of the guys who are watching, that's what they're waiting for. But I just wanted to make sure, we give a little love, the lighting is like all the way up here. So there you go. I got to go like this to be seen. To give a little love to mothers out there, like my husband always says, we all came from a woman, gave our love from a woman. Was that Tupac? And we just gotta give love to the ladies while we are here, and especially someone who, when you decide, like I said last week, when you decide what you want to do in life, there's nothing no one can stop you from, and what's for you will be for you. So let's get Chuck in to talk some sports, and then I'm gonna truck on out of here because we're going to the list. All right, let's meet in Charlie. Hello there.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Thank you for being on time. I'm sorry I had you waiting for a little bit.
It's all right.
But I usually like to tell people to just come a little early because they're usually late. But I appreciate you.
Thank you. And thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. So do you like to be called Chuck or Charlie?
Honestly, it's whatever you want to call me. Some people call me Chuck, some people call me Charlie. My mom calls me Charlie Boy. So I guess don't call me that because I hate that nickname. So call me whatever you want.
But don't call you after midnight. Okay, so let's get started on some of the sports. Right now, everyone's talking. The buzz in football world is basically the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Last week I was discussing how he definitely was like, he doesn't want to be on this team. He wants to go. But now one of his good friends, John Quinn, said they had a conversation and he really does not want to stay with the Green Bay Packers. But I think he feels bad for how it's all looking in the press for him and kind of doesn't want to just leave them hanging. What do you think?
Well, I think both cases are true. I think Rodgers feels betrayed by the Packers front office, especially their general manager. Like, you got to think about it. Aaron Rodgers is probably going to go down as one of the top 5, top 10 greatest quarterbacks of all time. And he only has one Super Bowl ring. Like, that's a travesty in my book.
Well, first, I would like to say you have to be careful after watching the sports hit list yesterday. You have to be careful by giving lists because people take it very personal.
True. Very true.
But you believe he will.
I believe. And when you look at it, is the Packers have had good teams. And last year they made it to the NFC Championship game. But the general manager never made that all-in deal to go for it and become that Super Bowl contender. Now I understand if you have like a top team and you lose in the playoffs, it happens. I understand, but the Packers needed a wide receiver. It was clear as day, and they never went for it. And I think now that everything has come out, I think Rodgers is kind of feeling that I don't think he wants his teammates to feel as though he's turning their back on them and saying, forget about you guys, I'm going to go win a Super Bowl elsewhere. I think he still cares for his teammates, and I think his beef has to do with the Packers front office. And at the end of the day, it might come down to Rodgers or the general manager. And June 1st is coming up, so I guess we got another 3 weeks or so to see how this thing will end up.
Do you think that right now, like, I guess everyone's in limbo? You would say Aaron Rodgers, what he wants to do, and so is Green Bay Packers, what they want to do. And sources are saying that now they're looking for a backup just in case he does decide to go. Do you think it's a little too like a little early, or everyone is right on course? Like, or do you think we should just wait for Aaron to say what he's going to do and then decide if we need to add more teams to the team or another quarterback or whatever position he plays?
I think the Packers front office has to approach Aaron and say, what do you want to do? Like, just lay it on the line flat out. Do you want to stay or do you want to go? Because pretty soon we're going to have OTAs and then training camp and whatnot. So it's better to make the move now rather than later, because the longer this drags, the worse it looks for not only Rodgers, but for the Packers as well. And I don't know if you want a disgruntled player, playing on the field come kickoff in September. So I think the sooner they clear up whatever issues they have, maybe they just need to have a sit down and just let it all out. I honestly don't know, but I'd rather them clear it up, because the longer it drags, the longer this is going to become a catastrophe.
Well, they're saying that they're going to be adding some quarterbacks for when they go to camp. So I guess that will be like a trial to see who can maybe go next to Rodgers and they could compare and contrast, or maybe decide like, all right, as a team, what do you guys think of this person or this person? Nothing's set in stone. But to me, if I'm on the camp, that means something's happening. Like, you're not going to just have them here for nothing.
Well, the way I look at it, as every team usually ends up with 3 quarterbacks when they start the season. And right now the Packers only have 2, in Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. So I think it's just them adding that third guy to the mix. So I can see them bringing in, maybe a veteran, or maybe like not a rookie, but a guy who's been in the league maybe like 2-3 years tops. Maybe they'll bring him in. So I think it's just them just adding to their quarterback room. I don't think it necessarily means that they're going to be moving on from Rodgers, but usually teams go with 3 quarterbacks. I think the Jets last year, they had 3 or 4 guys in their quarterback room. So it's just a common thing with teams. So I think that's why they're bringing in these guys. And especially if Rodgers sits out of the OTAs and whatnot, you can't just have one quarterback on the roster. You need multiple guys. So I think it's just them covering their tracks and just adding to their roster.
Understandable. Moving on along in the football world, we have Detroit Lions Frank Rignow, NFL. He is now the top paid center. He got a $54 million contract extension. I would be happy with just like 54,000, but I'll take $1 million, and that makes him the highest player in the highest paid center in NFL. Isn't that mad? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I really think it's a good move for the Lions. I think the NFL.
And I'm sorry, he's only 24.
I know, it's nice, right?
Literally set for the rest of your life.
It's nice. It's nice, but I do like the move for the Lions. They have a really nice offensive line that they're building. They got Taylor Decker. They got Penny Sewell, who they just took in the draft. Now they locked up Rignow for the next 6 years, if you include his 2 years from his rookie contract. So they're putting together a line, and that's where the NFL game is won, in the trenches, line of scrimmage, offensive line, defensive line. So I think that's where the Lions rebuild needs to start. And Jared Goff is their quarterback now, and Jared Goff has had his most success, which is a no-brainer, behind good offensive lines when he was with the Rams. So putting together a good offensive line not only helped them run the ball, but to protect Goff, that's when Goff is at his best, and he can hit receivers. When he's under pressure, he folds with ease. It's sad to see. So I think this is a good step in the right direction. The head coach is a lunatic. He wants to bite people's kneecaps, and I think he's putting together a line that will emulate. Right. So he's putting together a line that will do exactly that.
Let's move on to the basketball world, the little thing that I know more about because I'm married to someone who's obsessed. And this is someone that my husband vouches for all the time, even though I say he's like the new bad boy in basketball, Kyrie Irving. He was just hit with a $35,000 fine for not speaking to the press for the post games. And I feel like when I read this, I'm like, I know I talk ish about him, but the media has kind of put a bad like omen on him and KD and what's the beard?
Harden
as the three of them. So he's probably like, if you're not gonna ask me questions about the game anymore, I'm not talking. I mean, correct me. What do you think? They said this is the second time that he has done it, and so failure to comply with the league, media, you get a fine, and it's not that much.
Right.
It has increased from the one that he got before, which was 25,000, but they have the money.
Right. I mean, I can see both sides of it in a way. I like Kyrie personally, and if he don't want to talk to the media, I mean, I guess that's his choice. But whenever I hear about something like this, it reminds me of school. Like when I was in class, especially with your husband, I think part of our grade comes from participation. And this is kind of like the participation aspect of class. And now I feel bad because you always have those shy kids in the back of the class who don't like to speak. And I understand that. Everybody has different personalities. So if Kyrie only wants to speak about the game, or he doesn't want to talk to the media because they're just going to turn and spin his words around, I completely get it. But I do understand it is a business at the end of the day.
I would say that because at the end of the day, this is your job. You signed up for this.
Right.
Numerous basketball players sit and talk, whether after they lose a game, win or game. And it's like, that's your job. Unfortunately, if you don't like it, maybe you should get that written in your contract and they could take off a certain amount of money.
Right.
And he also tweeted after they told him about the fine, like, the money that you're taking from me, it should be used for the community and it to be helping underage people, unprivileged people. Like, where is this money that you're taking from me every single time going? And
right.
He said, in a way, with the cockiness, like, you guys could do whatever you want over there, but we move different over here. And I was like, there's the reason why they kind of want you on TV. They want that clickbait.
Right.
Right. And also, he's kind of right. Like, you're not going to force me to do anything. That's why I came to a team that basically allows me to do whatever I want to do.
Right. Now, I also don't understand why, like, if Kyrie does do a post-game conference, let's say, and somebody asks him a question that he doesn't like, it's not like he has to sit there and give an answer to the question. He can say whatever the hell he wants. So why doesn't he just give like a smart answer or, speak on whatever he wants to speak of? We see players do that every time. Or he just flat out not answer and just say next question. So I just don't understand why he just doesn't do that and avoid the fines and being dragged by the media and everything. So I think there are alternatives to this, but I see where he's coming from.
His
don't want to
point is,
me.
like, we're here to play games, and he also put in the tweet, like, enjoy us. We're art. We're not here to do conference meetings or to be on TV for any of you guys. We're here to play a game. But like we said, it's kind of your job. So it's like, in a way, it's kind of rude, It's like being in school and you have to do a play. Right. And you're like, I did everything I need to do, but I'm not participating in the play. But that's something like when you're in school that you have to do. Right. Or the Christmas pageant, where you have to sing all the Christmas songs for your parents to come and see. Right. So.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I mean, I don't get it. Like I said, he could just sit there and just say whatever he wants. It's not like he has to. And I get the media asks dumb questions all the time. Yeah. The Jets quarterback, Zach Wilson, he did an interview with the fan the other day, and they asked him about people saying that his mom is hot. Like, why would you ask the kid that? That's not what he wants to talk about. Like, that's nothing to do. That's a dumb question. And he did a good job, playing around it. But that's like one question where I see where Kyrie comes from. He doesn't want to be, asked those silly, dumb questions. Stick the questions to what matters. The media does this all the time because they want the clickbait, like you said. So So I can see it from the media standpoint. I can see it from Kyrie's standpoint. At the end of the day, I think he should just sit there, take the questions, deflect whatever he wants, and just go on about his day, because it doesn't make sense to lose that money for something that doesn't need to be taken away from you.
So speaking of Kyrie Irving now, everything that's kind of happening with him and the Nets being like the number one, we all know everyone is anticipating that it's going to be Nets versus Lakers. But the way things are looking now for LeBron, do you even think he'll get that chance?
As of today, I still have the Lakers to come out of the West, and I think I need to see it visually before I have that thought changed in my mind.
Before they were like number one, and now they're falling down to number 4.
Yeah, I mean, you are right, but LeBron got hurt.
First of all, I love hearing you are right, because you said that
twice. Thank you. But they had the injuries and whatnot, so you kind of expected that. The only concern that I would have is if they have to face the Warriors in a possible play-in, because when Steph Curry is on his game, he's basically unguardable, and he's a guy who could steal a game or two, which is all you need to advance, to move on to the next round. So that would be my only concern, is if, a fragile Anthony Davis and a fragile LeBron have to go up against Steph Curry, who is on top of his game, and he could drop 60 in a blink of an eye and steal a couple of games. But other than that, in a 7-game series, I still don't think any team could defeat them as of right now. But I would still take them, but I could see them getting upset, but I still have them as the favorite, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Like, his stamina is fine, but the way his ankle looks, I don't know. And your ankle basically is like your whole, as a basketball player, well, any sports, right? Like, we saw what happened to Mahomes with his ankle, like, for the last year, right? It was his ankle. So
yeah.
I don't know. This would be amazing for Lakers fans.
But I really have to wonder, is LeBron's ankle really that messed up, or is he just trying to throw like a smoke screen out there so people start doubting him and don't expect,
and then all of a sudden, like that episode of Fresh Prince when Phil pretended he didn't know how to play pool.
Yeah.
Right. That was for you, Carl. And speaking of Carl, I'm not sure if you saw the sports hit list yesterday. They got into a little intense argument about who's better, Westbrook or Allen Iverson. Be careful what you say before they come after you, sir.
I know. I think this is such a dumb topic because of how it started. It started because the Wizards coach, the team that Russell Westbrook plays on, said that he would take Westbrook as his number 2 point guard of all time. I think that's bananas, because obviously your head coach is gonna, fight for you and say that you're the greatest in the world. We see that all the time. And I even asked Carl, I was like, Carl, if you have to sit there and praise your students or people in the hit list, obviously you're gonna go, fight for them and say that they're the greatest ever, because those are your guys. And that's what the Wizards coach did. When Allen Iverson was in his career, I was still, young. I was only born in 95. So I know. So I don't have that many memories of Iverson, even though I do. I had his jersey and everything. But Allen Iverson was that guy. Like he was phenomenal. And I mean, you could also
Allen Iverson made everyone get braids. I'm just saying, for like everyone wanted braids, a do-rag, and a jersey up to their knees.
And when I played, I wanted the headband because of Allen Iverson.
Not the braids.
So I don't think I have the hair for that, especially when I was younger. But like, Allen Iverson was that guy. And don't get me wrong, I like Russell Westbrook. I think he's a phenomenal player. He's great on both sides of the ball. To put up and average a triple-double throughout the entire season, year in and year out, is mind-blowing. Yeah. But I still put him, as, a top, 2 guy, as like the Wizards coach said. I think at the end of the day, Allen Iverson is better. You can make the point that Allen Iverson isn't, a true point guard. But if you say that Westbrook's better than Allen Iverson? Is he better than, Steph Curry? Is he better than Isaiah Thomas? I'm not saying, these are the guys that are in my top 5, but these are just the guys that are coming to my mind right now.
Yeah.
So I think it was just the Wizards coach just, praising his guy and nothing more than that. If Westbrook was on a different team, I don't think the Wizards coach would be saying that Westbrook's the number 2 point guard of all time in NBA history. I think that's an asinine statement. So I would still take Allen Iverson over Westbrook. I've seen Allen Iverson carry a pretty average 76ers team to the finals. So I would still take Allen Iverson, the answer.
And we have to respect the OGs at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Well, Chuck, Charlie boy, thank you so much for coming on my little show called The B Show. I really appreciate it. Before we go, I was told that you are a big fan of Chicago PD.
I am. I love
show.
Fire and PD. Well, Fire's been a pain in the butt lately.
Fire is trash. It stopped like 3 years ago.
It is getting there for me. It's getting pretty sad.
Yes. I'm a big Chicago PD fan. I sometimes don't know who my favorite is because I love all of them, except for the blonde hair girl. She's troubled. And I need her to get her ish together before she messes with my guy, Jay. I'm just saying.
I agree.
But it's a really good show. A very, very good show. Well, thank you so much for coming on the B Show. I would love to have you back again.
Thank you so
for all the guys who watched yesterday's show, he said it here, Westbrook is not better than Allen Iverson.
Exactly. You can take that to the bank.
And you may want to change your handler because they may come after you. It was Caliente yesterday. I don't know if it was because Cinco de Mayo, but it was a little Caliente. Like I said, thank you so much for coming on my show. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you for having me. Have a good night.
This is Charlie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's show was a hot ass mess, but we made it. We're here. This weekend is Mother's Day. To all the mothers out there, I hope that you have a great day. You are loved. You should be celebrated because of a mother. We are all here. For all those who do not have a mother, I know this weekend may actually be less joyful than it will be for others, especially if you just recently lost a mother. For all those who are trying to become mothers, this may be also a hard weekend for you as well. And just know that you are appreciated, and not to stop and listen to what other people say, like you should be a mother by now or whatever. If you're not a mother and you are in a relationship, just do like me and my husband do. We go out to celebrate that we're not mothers. Because have you gone out and see all those effing kids all over the place? And to my grandmother who's in heaven, today makes 1 year that we laid her to rest. And I want you to know that you are the best grandmother one can ask for. And I know you're going to have an amazing Mother's Day up in heaven with Selena and all those people. I'm a little jealous in that. But God, I'm not saying I want to go, right? So thank you so much to Patricia. Thank you to Chuck. Thank you to all the people who watched the show with me today. Thank you. I really appreciate Mike Phillips just tuned in, and the show was about to end. But I would just like to say to Mike Phillips that Chuck said AI is better. So I think it was just Anthony Mullen that was enjoying too many margaritas. Patricia, I love you too. No problem. Thank you for being on the show. To all the mothers, like I said, this weekend is your weekend. Get you your gifts, your Louis, your hair's done, your nails done, and make them pay for it all. And then don't even show the bill. If the bill's like $100, tell them it was $250. Keep that extra change. Tips of debt. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, be you, do you, for you. This is Deborah Voltaire Coulange. I'm checking out. This is The B Show. Please make sure to watch the Sports Hit List live on Wednesdays, sometimes at 4, sometimes at 5. Make sure you watch Smoking Mirrors Monday and Fridays at 12 o'clock. And make sure you watch Falco's show. I don't know when it is. He never invited me, but make sure you watch his show as well. And everyone have a great week. You know what I'm saying? Bye.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.